They said great, paved the way, changed the rain, release the pain, least you sane, getting paid, trend setting, brighter day, dope rap, tight as set, high and deadly, I'm a fighter jet, journey.
What's really hood, ladies and gentlemen? The Boys is back in town. If I remember the band that actually had that song, The Boys are back in town, I would actually say it, but I don't remember. Muffins Martin, huh? Oh, I thought he had the answer. I'm like, did you actually know?
I mean, it's Thin Lizzy, but I thought it was more rhetorical. Thin Lizzy.
Okay, see, I was those Michael Hayes.
Ooh. All right, so
might be really sexy.
Yeah, from the Freebirds.
Left field.
Yeah, he did a remake to it, so you know.
Muffins Martinez has been MIA forever. Myself, I have been MIA forever. Rob is the only one pumping out MLW content like if it's saving his life. That's his shit. He's doing what he does. The fucking logo is there you go. Right that way.
Yeah. MLW Corn Fusion.
So
it's MLW Corn Fusion.
So we're remixing the name. All right. But listen, NXTNA, right? Now there's a lot going on. There's a lot of cool shit. I know you're super hyped up. You had the Berlin shit that just happened. Yes. One of the coolest things I seen from that, and I didn't even watch it. I'm not even gonna lie. But I seen on Instagram, Randy Orton come out and the crowd singing his shit. And I was like, oh, this is fire. And you don't really get to see that side of Randy Orton where he's able to just have fun. He don't got to be a tough guy or nothing. And watching that experience, I thought was super dope. Where do you want to start? Because I know you said Rosemary's there. She's with Wendy. Talk to me. We'll piggyback off of you.
Well, you know, the big announcement that they've been trying to do now, and the reason why Randy Orton came out is because, you know, they're going to hit the road the first 2 weeks when NXT goes from USA Network to CW. So the first 2 weeks is going to be live. You know, the first week being in Chicago with CM Punk being his hometown. Second week being in St. Louis, where it's Randy Orton's hometown. So that's going to be huge because they're going to be on the road and they're going to have, you know, filled those venues at least 10K or more for those two NXT shows. So they're going to go from this small, you know, first sale place or whatever it is to those big, huge venues, back-to-back shows. And if we've seen from last week when they had their PLE in Detroit, NXT gets sold out when they go live on the show. So these 2 episodes are going to be insane. It's going to be totally insane. And I don't want to jump the gun, but if you watched it and you saw Giulia come out, she said 3 words to Roxanne Perez. She said, me, you, CW. That's all she had to say. That show's already sold out. I'm guessing that's going to be high. It's going to be high rated because that's the day that Julia's going to beat Roxanne Perez and get that title. The new era of CW moving forward on the new channel. Now I have to make sure that I have CW in my damn team because if not, I'm going to have to changing provider just so I can have CW.
So I know you said that Julia called her out, right? Now
she came out and told her straight to her face.
Now, what about old girl that came from
Stephanie?
Yes.
Stephanie Parker, you know, is Mexico. Is all working visa issues.
Okay.
So that's what the process is now. She's, you know, she keeps giving an update. Last picture she took, you know, it's not when I make my debut. It's when I make my debut. That's going to be the shocker. And I'm pretty sure, you know, I'm grateful that this happened because nobody knew what was going to happen. You know, Julia coming from her injury to her hand, and now she's fine. And then what's happening with Stephanie, and then the other chick Delta still down in Australia, still working, also the working visa. So there's people coming. It's just visas are still not here. Visas are expensive, and if you want to expedite stuff, it becomes even more expensive to get stuff like that done. So, you know, it worked out that Julia got her stuff done, and she did all her stuff with Stardom or Marigold and she wasn't hurt, and now she's healed, and she has a couple of weeks left to heal her more before she actually gets to wrestle, because she's still healing from her surgery on her hand. So this will give her at least 3 more weeks before the October 1st show, or whenever the first show on Tuesday is, and go from there, man. But Tuesdays with NXT and what they're doing with TNA is amazing. I don't know if you want to keep going or
go. That's
you got
go up in.
We want to hit.
Yeah. But you have the Rascals. You have the Rascals went up against Hank and Tank, and against Gallus, and they won. Are the number 1 contenders for the NXT Tag Team titles, which is going to happen next Tuesday. You have Rosemary aligning herself with Wendy Chu, so now you have like that darkness group thing now in 2 different companies. I'm expecting Wendy Chu to hopefully go to TNA, continue that, but that's kind of cool. And which it sucks, TNA is still taped, because I'm pretty sure if it was live, they'll be able to do something like that this Thursday. But those shows are already taped, so we have to wait and see what happens.
Is Decay still a thing? And in Impact?
What?
Decay?
Decay, only by name if she wants to carry it. Rosemary, I haven't mentioned the name being mentioned in a while, so I highly doubt it. But if she wants to carry it and she says, "Oh, we're Decay," that'll be kind of cool if it is.
Yeah.
Because right now we're not going to see Joe Hendry for a minute, because he lost his title shot on the last show. So it's going to be a while before we see Joe Hendry. So we'll see what happens. The other huge news is Jordan Grace is going to have an open challenge for the TNA title, women's title, at next week's show in their NXT. So that's going to be huge to see who answers that. So, man, I mean, wrestling right now in Impact and WWE is off the roof right now, bro. I mean, they can't do no wrong unless something stupid happens, that somebody says the wrong thing or somebody does something stupid, and they make their guys look better on the opposite show, like which we know has happened before in the past. But
I will say that's why I think the fear of it is, will TNA do what TNA does, right?
Exactly.
Like, will they TNA it up?
Unfortunately. But so far so good. I mean, they have a new spot. The Anthem took over. Scott D'Amore's no longer there, which they thought he was going to fail when he got fired, but he's been thriving even better now.
TNA is a cockroach. It's not going to die.
Yeah, exactly. We all going to die. There's going to be an explosion, and TNA is still going to be there.
It'll just be all cockroaches wrestling, but it'll still be a TNA.
Exactly. So TNA, man, TNA is on the rise. All they have to do is go live and find a new channel that people can actually watch the damn thing. My man Rob K, I'm done.
I mean, this is one of those things where, like, I don't know what I can add to what I can add.
I'm pretty sure I forgot some shit.
I mean, like, if I could go back a handful steps, I think the visa issues with the women talent are going to be a blessing in disguise, because that way we don't have all this buzz at once, and they can spread the love out, if you will, and that way we can wait a month or 2 and Stephanie Vacour could show up, and then maybe another month or 2 after that Delta will show up, and we'll just have this level of buzz continuing on, rather than just shooting our shot just all in like one episode of NXT or one premium live event or whatever that is. So I think that's going to be a blessing in disguise. As much as we want our awesome women's wrestling, and we want it now. I did have to snicker, because I'll out myself. I don't really watch TNA. I don't watch NXT, but I pay attention via social media, and like, I hope they're really working with Julia, because that knee to Chelsea Green looked terrible.
Yeah.
But you got to find that happy medium, because Julia is known for being really stiff, and obviously WWE, for them outside of Gunther, really isn't, and even Gunther's toned down a lot of his game that isn't a chop. So we'll see how. Hopefully she'll be. She's working on that at the Performance Center. But yeah, like everything, I'm really surprised just in general how well the TNA NXT relationship has gone overall. I figured something somewhere would be kind of wonky, but really, like, overall, like, everything's been kind of a hit. Like, I can, like, side eye, like, oh, who's that guy or whatever. But, like, no, like, nobody's really buggered things up. And I'm curious to see what's going to happen with Jordan Grace and her open challenge. Who's going to, you know, answer that? Whether they're going to pick someone like pretty darn established, like almost championship level, or if they're just going to throw someone like Thea Hale out there who's over, but like just not there, or maybe like a Sol Ruka who's just right, one of those things that like those girls that like they're good, they're the future, they're just. We just need a couple of some more gasoline in that rocket ship to get it going. But yeah, like, so I'm curious to see how that goes. I'm wondering. And there goes my fancy display behind me. Well, poop. There it goes. Where was I going with the? Now I've got to put in a whole password and all that stuff. It's not working.
Yeah, the push of the ladies.
Yeah, push of the ladies. So like, I'm curious to see where that's going to go. Who's going to answer that challenge? And I'm morbidly curious to also see where the Rascals and the tag team championship is, if Wesley's done dealing with them, or if he's going to come in and cost them the match. But otherwise, that's about really all I got. As I said, you covered a lot, Muffins.
And like you said about if he's going to come in and cost them the match, I mean, we still haven't seen that. What usually happens when a new person comes over and they give him the belt right there and then after the first or second show. That hasn't happened yet with NXT and TNA, which is amazing to me. That it's been going on 2 months now, and now one title has changed hands. But it'd be interesting if the Rascals actually do win the NXT titles and they take it back to TNA. That'll be something if it happens. But like you mentioned, Wesley might still have some unfinished business with his old gang and comes in and messes them up. And one more thing that happened last week, and I'm upset about this. Chase U lost their tag team titles. And then
why did they even bother switching the titles?
I really don't know.
I hate the like little like teeny hot shots. Yeah, like I hate the tiny hot shots that that just go back to the original team. Like I'm okay. I'm quasi okay with hot shotting a belt, but don't just go. Don't play. But don't play catch. Like if you're gonna hot potato it, go from one baby face ultimately to another baby face. Instead of just
so they lost the belts, and then Ridge Holland turned on the whole Chase U, destroying the homie there, Chase, on the announce table, and breaking the hearts of all Chase U fans, especially me because I'm a huge Chase U fan. Now the captain of the team for Chase U has the first shot at Ridge Holland next Tuesday, so. He's disappointed and he's pissed off that Ridge Holland broke his trophy and stepped on it and destroyed the trophy. So now the captain there, and I forgot his name. Please tell me his name.
Andre Chase? Or no, the other guy. Okay, I don't know.
The Mosa guy.
I only know the names of Chase and Ridge Holland. Those are the only guys I know. And Thea Hale.
Duke.
Oh, Duke Hudson. I forgot he was Mr. 6'5" was in
Hudson. So Duke Hudson's going to be the first one that's going to step up to defend the honor of Chase U. And Rich better get his ass kicked, because if not, I'm going to go there and kick his ass my damn self. Because he can't be doing that to Chase U, bro. He just
think of the donors.
With that, he just got expelled and lost his money from the government to go to Chase U. So he's been expelled from Chase U. He lost his financial aid, so he's gone.
You didn't need a fancy liberal arts education anyway.
He's gone from Chase U. He's been suspended. He's been blocked from even entering the dorms. They changed all the doors. They changed all the locks. Everything was changed because of what he did. So,
all right. So the only thing I'll throw my 2 pennies in.
That's what I have to say about that.
We talked this partnership. I like what's William Regal's son, his name?
Charlie
Dempsey.
All right, so Charlie Dempsey and his crew, they've been on Impact a few times. They've done their thing. The girl joined them, super dope. We've seen both come over, both look good on both brands. It's not like one is just thugging the other one. They're slowly doing the slow burn. I like what I see.
The only complaint that you see from TNA fans is, why aren't they going to send some bigger names? There is NXT. I mean, which big names you gonna send? They want John Cena, Randy Orton. They already in TNA. It's not going to happen.
You know what the problem is. The problem is with these Impact fans is, and it's with a lot of wrestling fans. What they don't realize is when guys who aren't big enough to stay in WWE, they go to Impact and MLW and N.W.A. and they look like a big fish in a very small pond. So yeah, your guys like who are your favorites, your Mooses and Eddie Edwards, you feel that they're megastars because they've been in your company so long, but they're not on that WWE level. They've never been. They never had the opportunity with that platform. We don't know if they could be on that level. But to sit there and go, well, shit, we want John Cena or The Rock versus who? Who are you? Why would these guys go there versus who? You're going to put fucking CM Punk, Randy Orton, any of these, insert your favorite WWE superstar, real top tier guy versus who in MLW or Impact or N.W.A. for what? They're going to be like, why am I wrestling this guy?
I don't even like CM Punk or Randy Orton coming to NXT.
You know who? You know he'll be the only person that can actually go from the main roster to TNA and actually wrestle somebody there, and that's McIntyre. Just because,
or AJ Styles. AJ Styles.
Yes, just because they were TNA guys for a while. Yeah. Well, AJ Styles, he's the one that built TNA. So I'm not even gonna, deny that shit.
Yeah,
but for him to go back there, dude, that would be
dude. Like they should send back. Shoot, what was LA Knight, Drew McIntyre, and Tenga Loa? What was their team name?
DCC.
No. They were the yellow. They were
oh shit.
My son's got the shirt. DCC was branding them.
Yeah.
The boot camp. No.
No.
It was like the resilience or something.
It was a yellow shirt with black writing on it.
Yeah, because they came in to fight the Beatdown Clan. Like that was their shtick. Yeah, we should totally get that back in. Bring them back together, send them to TNA, and just let them do.
Yeah, so Drew McIntyre could definitely, AJ Styles could definitely go there now and fight TNA. But like you mentioned, the only ones that you could fight would be Eric Young, Moose, Josh Alexander. I would love that to happen. And I was expecting Josh Alexander to come out and help Ethan Page beat Joe Hendry, just because they had that old friendship, relationship, being the North
and
the
Monster Mafia,
and both of them hate Hendry. So that would have been interesting if Alexander would have came over, but it didn't happen. But
so where I was going with this before I was rudely interrupted with my only point I wanted to make.
Yeah, Rob K. Jesus.
So I've never liked Decay. I always thought the Abyss was whack. I thought Crazy Steve was whack. The Taurus guy, he was cool. We seen him in MLW, we seen him in Impact. He's in like CML. Guys everywhere. He's a talented dude.
Black Taurus.
And then you had Havoc, who makes no sense, is trash. But now if you sit there and go, all right, let's have a joint faction. Let's start with the Wendy Chu girl, Rosemary get Decay. They start doing their, tough girl thing on both companies. I think it could look pretty dope. Insert random cool guy in that group, and Decay looks super official. I'm all for it. So,
you don't even have to add another guy. Just add another female. Keep it, a female version of Decay.
So, I like that even better. Scratch my whole guy fucking insert.
Well, because it's always been the guy thing, you know what I'm saying? And now we're 2024 going 2025. I would like to see those type of things, but all females. Like an all female LAX, an all female Decay, all female everything, something, and get people excited. Females are still taking over. Jordan Grace right now is in GCW also doing another open challenge there. She popped up in Memphis Wrestling because her husband now is going to work there as a talent and a teacher and stuff like that. So that I appreciate that, because they're giving back to the talent and giving back to the companies and say, you guys brought us here, we want to help the young people come up. So females are still kicking ass. Let's not forget about that.
So let's get an all-female decay. I'm all with that. Fuck the guys. Polish. It is what it is.
Diddy.
Huh?
No Diddy.
No Diddy. So listen, I think we covered all topics of NXT TNA.
Yes, I think.
Yes. All right.
That's your baby muffins.
Rob was like, "Yo, you hit it out of the park." We kind of just had to throw something in the talk.
I'm just in the background playing drums for you, man. Just keep the beat for you.
It's been almost a month we did this. We had to say something,
Well, for the next show, I'll let Rob K go first.
All right.
There we go.
All right. So listen, for myself, these two crazies, we out of here. Deuces.